Xenoblade. I'm loving this game so far. The graphics is awesome. Shulk, use backslash. Alright. Let's go. What could that be? Oh my gosh. No. Oh god. Oh no. No! Google Stadia. The thing no one wanted. The thing Google kept promoting, thinking, hey, this is going to be the next big thing. And well, it failed. Big time. In this video, we're going to be going over some of the many things that Google Stadia has just completely failed at. So starting off, we're going to be talking about Google Stadia Premier Edition. This was the thing they talked about in the first presentation of Google Stadia. It sold out, surprisingly, which I don't know how. It came with the Google Chromecast Ultra. That's about a $70 item. The Stadia controller, which, I mean, you really don't need unless you were playing Stadia on your Chromecast Ultra, because all the other controllers will work except if you're using Chromecast. No other controller will work. And then it came with 3 months of Stadia Pro. If you're going to be spending $130 for Stadia, you should have at least 1 year of that subscription. And what Stadia Pro is, basically, you get a game, I think, every month. And sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. But the one they're giving to everyone was Destiny 2, a game that is already free to play. This is really bad. If you look at other consoles out there, I'm comparing this to the consoles, even though Stadia isn't a console. You have a Nintendo Switch. I'm going to use that as an example. $300. That's all you have to pay to keep your system. It doesn't come with a game or anything, but that's the down payment. With Stadia Pro, you had to pay $10 a month, and with this $130 edition that they released, you didn't even get 1 year. If you're paying this much, you should get 1 year of Stadia Pro. Which I know they've said in the future, Stadia is going to be a free thing, just not Stadia Pro. Which I think they failed when they decided to go with Stadia Pro as an option to pay instead of, you should have been launching your service as a free service. So this was one of the first things they failed at. But, you would think a system that's been out, well, it's not really a system, but a product that has been out for 7 months, surely the game lineup, it's groundbreaking, exclusives, big titles, obviously, Google says this is the big thing. Obviously, after 7 months, there has to be some groundbreaking titles. So, let's check out the games that they have on this system. Okay, here we are. We're on the Stadia Games lineup. Let's check out, see what they got. We got Assassin's Creed, Borderlands, Doom, Grid, Get Packed, whatever that is. Lost Words, never heard of it, but since it's on Stadia, it's gotta be good, Mortal Kombat, Red Dead Redemption, Serious Sam, Stacks on Stacks on Stacks. Never heard of it, but must be good. Trials Rising, and that's it. Well, at least there's Monopoly. The game support for Stadia is so bad that Google had to make a deal with EA to bring 5 games to Stadia. That said that you gotta pay EA of all companies to bring games to your system. If you look at EA's history in terms of sales, they drop out of things very fast. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a deal they don't go forward with once they see whatever game they put out first sells terrible. If you look at the Wii U, when the sales were very bad for the system, they dropped everything. They canceled every game they had planned on the Nintendo Wii U. And honestly, like I said, I would not be surprised if EA will go ahead and do this, because they are known for being the worst gaming company out there. So, take it as you will. I don't really see EA doing this, but I mean, they're being paid, so who knows? I mean, Stadia can take legal action if they drop out. But another thing that Stadia is doing is that they're paying YouTubers to talk about Stadia as a platform. It's just mind-blowing to me that Stadia is failing this hard. If you look at the numbers, it's just, wow, it's mind-blowing. But going on to my next point, I think we should try Stadia out. You know, the system's supposed to be the greatest thing of all time that Google says. Let's try out this system. But first, we need to look at the specs. So let's check out the specs. Alright, I just finished setting up our 2-month free trial with Google Stadia. Before going forward with this, if you are one of the members of Google Stadia that is used the 2-month free trial, make sure you close that out, because obviously Google's plan now, since no one's paying for this piece of crap, they're hoping people forget to stop the payment. So if you're one of those members now that are not enjoying Google Stadia, if you're somehow enjoying Google Stadia, I'm honestly surprised. If you're one of those people, please let me know down in the comments. But make sure you take your credit card stuff and all that out of there, because this is Google's plan. That's why they're giving 2 months for free. It's all a plan just for people to forget. Because I guarantee you, I honestly guarantee it, that they're not going to give a refund. Their customer service for this thing is probably trash if you look at some of their social media posts. So before we start playing Google Stadia, I think it'd be a good idea to look at the system requirements. So, download the Stadia app if you want to play on your phone. That would make sense. iOS, okay. Play on your laptop, desktop, Chrome tablet with your favorite USB supported controller, mouse, keyboard. Okay, that makes sense. If you're going to want to play on your phone, make sure you have a Pixel or many supported Android phone devices. So, you're telling me Apple, one of the biggest companies out there, their phones are not supported on Google Stadia. Okay, if that doesn't speak failure on Stadia, I don't know what does. But if you're an iOS user, this is Google saying, screw you. Alright, we're here. I'm so excited to play Google Stadia for the first time. So excited. I think our first game should be PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. I hope you guys are so excited to play Stadia just like I am. I can't wait. You know, the immersive this is a cool intro. Alright. I am so pumped for Google Stadia. This is great! Well, we just played Google Stadia, and it was a black screen to death. So, what an amazing product. Google, props to you. You know, I know you said you're going to be taking over the gaming, and, you know, you did it the right way. But anyways, if you guys want to play Google Stadia, I know I mentioned the 2 months. If you're a T-Mobile member, you get 3 months, yes, 3 months of Google Stadia. Imagine having to use this thing for 3 months. I'm just letting everyone know that. Again, just remember, make sure you shut down or close out your service with Stadia if you go ahead and use the 3 months, because I know their plan is hoping people forget about it and they get charged the $10 a month. So that's really all I have to say about their whole free thing, but we still have many things that we need to talk about. To our next topic, we're going to be talking about Google Stadia 4K. Now, if you look at some of the games out there, you'll notice they don't support 4K. And if you remember, Google promoted the crap out of 4K when they were doing their Stadia presentations. Games such as Red Dead Redemption 2, Destiny, Doom, they don't support 4K. And there are still so many games out there that don't support the 4K. And they should not be struggling. Game developers should not be struggling with Stadia unless just Stadia is just a difficult system to work with. I mean, there's Xbox One X, PlayStation 4 Pro. They're able to run 4K games easily. Most games support it. But if you look at the Stadia lineup, their biggest games on there don't support the 4K. And it's a little bit false advertising, since Google was, once again, promoting the crap out of being able to play your games 4K any device with good internet. And it's something with good internet when it comes to Red Dead and all that. But now in June, their game developers are starting to do 4K more with Google Stadia, but that problem is still a big problem that Google needs to fix. Moving on to our next topic. The next point I want to bring up in our Google Stadia video is their social media team. I've heard so many stories of people just giving up with working on Stadia because the social media support It's awful. And the team doesn't even give a crap because they're saying things such as Superman 64 possibly coming to Stadia, or Half-Life 3, or even Pokemon Sword and Shield. They don't. They just say we have no news to share about the availability of Half-Life 3. Like, it's crazy. The support for the system, that the social media team, they don't care. And if you talk to some of the people who have had to reach out to the team with a social media with a issue with Stadia, they come back and they're just complicated to work with, and they don't get the issue fixed. Now, I have heard some stories that they've gotten better, but they're still completely garbage at, fixing issues. And so, Google, if you're watching this video, just take this stuff into consideration. I actually reached out to Google Stadia to see if we would be getting the MonadoMax game on Stadia, and I've yet to receive word, so if I get word about it, I'll make sure to inform you guys on my Discord server, which you guys can check out in the links below. But anyways, on to our final point. But the real reason why Google Stadia failed is because the world isn't ready for cloud gaming. Now, there's services such as PlayStation Now, Xbox Game Pass that did their cloud gaming right. Both of them launched with just over hundreds of games, where Stadia Pro, they launched $10 a month. You got Destiny, a free-to-play game, and that was it. If you wanted more games, you had to pay for them. And most of these games were $60, and it was games that have already been out for a couple years. And with the way the world works, they're not going to pay $60 for a game that's been out for years that you can't download. With the way Google Stadia works, the whole internet thing, it's not going to work for everyone. That's why services such as PlayStation Now, Xbox Game Pass, they gave people the option to download these games onto your system. That way you don't have to use the internet. And again, I know Google's whole thing is no space required, but that's got to be something they got to change in the future. Something they need to change with their Stadia Pro membership, they need to give more access to games. They need, like Xbox Game Pass, PlayStation, they need to have access to over 500 games. And I know Stadia wants to be a platform where you buy games, but no one wants to use cloud service like that, or cloud gaming like that in the future. But unfortunately, our future, we need to expect cloud gaming. And cloud gaming can be done right, but I don't think this is the future anyone wants. But with the way technology, internet, all that is advancing fast, we got to get used to this idea of cloud gaming. And unfortunately, with Google Stadia, it just made more people concerned of cloud gaming. So, my best recommendation, I guess you could try the 2-month trial of Google Stadia, but it's garbage. I think this whole video has proven how trash Google Stadia is. And if people over at Google are watching this, I think this segment of the video hopefully will help improve the service and give you ideas. But as far as if you are a person that wants cloud gaming, my best advice to you is just look into services such as PlayStation Now and Xbox Game Pass, because that is our best form of cloud gaming, and right now that needs to be the only cloud gaming. Where there needs to be improvements made before we make to that cloud gaming move. And these improvements can be made. It's just I don't think people realize it. But in all honesty, I don't want cloud gaming. I'm just going to be real. So I think that's how we should end off our video, because I got to get back to playing Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition on my Nintendo Switch, because that game is awesome. Anyways, if you guys are new here, please check out our channel. Make sure to subscribe, give us a like, comment, all that cool stuff. Our merch is going to be going away on June 10th, so if you want to snag that up, time is running out. Please let me know what you guys think. Make sure to check out our Discord server. We're almost at over 60 members. Anyways, it's been real. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.